What are you looking at, ass?
Nothing, sir!
Bring me everyone. Bring me everyone.
Everyone! Yo, it's
yeah!
ready to assert toy game slinging toys.
Could you tell us how to get to man's Chinese theater?
Come back to Michigan, assway.
Oh, we're from Wisconsin.
Yeah, and I'm from my dad's penis. Get at me.
Like, I may be old-fashioned, but the man says wear your boner pants. I wear my boner pants.
Rough like shit on a hot summer night.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
My God, it's full of stars.
Right? Wrong.
Garbage day!
Huh?
No! Ass, get over there!
See you at the party, Richter!
I'd sooner get Munson out here in the middle of nowhere than lose face in front of my friends and family again.
Whoa. What'd you just say?
I said I don't want to lose face in front of my friends and family.
No, before that.
Yeah, I said I'd sooner get Munson out here in the middle of nowhere.
Munson? What the hell is that?
I didn't ask for these powers. They just came to me.
Well, let me tell you something, brother!
I coalesce the vapor of human experience into a viable and logical comprehension.
Oh, a bullshit artist.
I just want to hang out. No big deal. Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Well, hot damn! We already have 100 fucking people here. I'm excited, if you couldn't tell. So, let's get this show rolling. Let me get in the Gorilla Killer because he looks just so happy today. Let's bring him in. Toy Games.
Cheers, boys. Cheers, raw dogs. I got the juices flowing tonight. I'm excited for our guests. I'm excited for the raw dogs. I saw that Jurassic Park trailer. Your nipples were hard for it last Thursday. It looks fun. Now I know why you were all excited. I thought you were nuts. It looks fun.
No, it's just dinosaurs in that ass and machine guns.
Yeah, so something else to look forward to, but I'm going to stop my yammering. Let's get in the rest of the crew. I'm done. What's up, raw dogs? Let's go.
Speaking of rest of the crew, let's get Zakainen in here, moderator extraordinaire, and Muscle Man.
Oh man, look! It's like
look at those
Leela Brada.
Man, I know that. I know that name.
Yeah.
I'll take Priest as well.
Yeah,
that's a good
one.
He had that man. He had that
forehead
1930s hairdo going on the other side of history. By the way. I mean, he looked like if Captain America was patterned after somebody, it was that guy.
My boy was Lee Haney. I thought I was going
to he's the one that tied Arnold, right?
Monster, yeah.
And then passed him.
Fucking monster. But let's stop talking about big guys.
Let's bring other monsters in.
Yes, speaking of monsters, Duarte Studios.
What's going on, fellas?
How are you, sir?
I'm feeling a little intimidated now after fucking Zakainen Gaines over there pulled out his guns and shit.
Well, he's a maniac.
You just go.
Zakainen is a dog in heat, a freak without warning. Is that
you remember in Looney Tunes when they would put the gun show out and then they would just go backwards? Like that's me, it's just droops.
But see, I've got the legs like the Tasmanian devil, so
Oh, you're Johnny Bravo.
Yosemite Sam, Johnny Bravo.
You skip leg day all the time.
Do you feel like you're on like a tour, like you're going on a book tour, a movie tour? You've been on 3 shows in consecutive days.
I know the jet, bro. The jet fuel is so expensive to get to all these shows. It's crazy. I'm exhausted mentally.
Would you mind just briefly introducing yourself and what you do for those in chat who may not know?
So I am Duarte himself from Duarte Studios. I do dioramas, all things accessories, world building in all scales, every shape and form. I also do high-end remote control cars, trains, slot cars. I mean, everything that's hobby related that has to do with construction, building, customizing, creating. I'm a sculptor. I'm a designer. I'm a print farmer. I mean, the list is kind of, there's not one word to describe it, so it's a little bit of everything, basically. But I'm the guy, basically. I make dreams a reality. Let's just say that.
I'm a print farmer, motherfucker.
My first time I saw you was at ZoloCon a year ago when you made that Street Fighter dio, and I thought maybe I was like, damn, this guy nailed it. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we were standing next to each other, and we were just like,
I know. The next time I saw you, you had like a fucking whole village and army scene, and I'm like, what the? I asked you, I was like, what is all this? You know, and you own a store, an online store, and it's doing well. What was the eureka moment where you were like, I can make money doing this shit?
Back in 2012, right around the time that we're just getting over the whole 2008, 2009, whenever the market crashed and everything was nobody spending money and all that shit. So I actually had a one-to-one automotive shop where I was, and basically what I do now with toys, I was doing on real stuff. I was with the motorcycle club for many years. I was building bikes, cars, paint, all that stuff. And the difference was, it was still me by myself. However, the job took way longer to do, and those bills came every 30 days, right? So nobody wanted to spend money. Nobody was spending money anymore. You were getting people that skipped 8 oil changes, wondered why their motor blew, you know, things like that. So it was very stressful. Nobody had money to spend. And one of my hobbies, and actually I want to say that was about 2.5 years after my fighting career was ruined by a drunk driver. So I had found solace already in my hobbies, right? So I had picked up the hobbies back again from my childhood, and I was just dicking around like, let me make this train, or let me make this little HO village, or, you know, let me take my house and scale it down and put it on my mom's desk. Stupid shit like that she would look at me and be like, how the hell do you have so much patience for that stuff? But you're like ready to snap and kill somebody the minute, you know, they do something stupid. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know. Yeah. So then what happened was my shop was slow. I was actually using money from the lawsuit from my back injury from the drunk driver to pay my rent now at the garage, where I'm like, dude, all this money's going away for fucking rent. I might as well close up shop, but what am I going to do? So again, finding solace in my hobbies. At the time, I had made a scale garage, a 110 scale garage for my little 110 scale car. And I made a snap-on toolbox out of styrene, handmade, 10 scale. I posted it on Facebook, like, check out this cool little snap-on toolbox I made. How much? How much? How much? How much? It was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, $60. And I'm thinking like, nobody's going to bite on that shit. And some guy was like, I'll take 3. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, there's money.
So yeah, that happened. But then I was like, the reality sank in, and it was like, fuck, it takes me like 5 hours to scratch build this one box with the little drawers, and everything worked. Like I had working drawers, and it was handmade with rolling casters and pins and everything. Yeah. So I'm like, there has to be a way for me to be able to do this faster, because otherwise $60 for 6 hours of work doesn't really seem fair at $10 an hour for this kind of work. So, so I'm like, you know, looking into shit, and I don't know how I came across 3D printing, and I started looking into it, and I'm like, ooh, I thought the same thing everybody else does. Control P, how hard could this shit be? Got my first printer. I lost damn near all my hair over that shit. I wanted to murder people. I'm like, who designed this fucking machine? This thing is horrible. Blah, blah, blah. Fast forward a year later, I have 12 of those things now. And then 12 turns into 24. And I call them my Mexicans, right? Because where I'm from around here, They're hardworking. They're at every corner ready to jump into the next job. So my printers, 24/7, those things, I'm working them like workhorses, man. And, you know, but now I come into the next problem. Well, I got all these printers, right? I got all these employees. But what happens when they go on strike, aka they break? Fuck, that's one printer. That's two printers. I don't got time to fix it. I'll get to it. Oh, shit. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I got 27 printers and only 6 of them are working. But if I'm spending time to fix the printers, I can't do the die. So a lot of different things, like a give and take. And then at that point, it wasn't, can I make it? It was, is it worth making? Right? Are people going to pay for it? Are they? So a lot of trial and error and a lot of learning, but I've basically been doing this for a living since 2013 officially.
Nice. 2013 officially. You mentioned
this before a segue because I'm the king of not segueing just Jeff for $5.
Drinking right now.
Yep. And then
smokes and road beers, and then follow up.
Yep. And we'll give them
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Thank you. And then, Zakainen, you just want to roll down and we'll get everybody.
I think so, man. Let's do the membership quick because Master Son 42, this lovely son of a gun.
Yeah.
Come on!
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Master Son.
Thank you,
really
JJ. Thank you, Master
Blake
Son.
Harpley. Oh my God, this is too kind.
I know, but before Blake, Avi for $19.99 for the raw dogs and Duarte.
Damn, we owe.
You know what you are? You're one of those little fancy lads, aren't you?
He's a fancy lad.
Fancy lad. And then this guy calling me out and at DFW 2025. Now
shit.
Now might be on $50. Blake Harpley. Jerk. I'm trusting you to divvy this up. $2.50 for gains to buy condoms to bring to the gym for the old guys. $10 for creatine for Zach. The rest for you, Jerk.
Oh, thank you. Well, I will spread the love at ZoloCon amongst the Mega Powers team. Trust me. Everybody gets a big dinner from me with all this money.
He sent me
usually how it works.
Yeah, he sent me that gift card to McDonald's, man, and I really enjoy the new number 2. It's a good value.
I'm a good jerk.
I heard.
I treat everybody.
Before I get to my next question, I heard in there your fight career. Is this mixed martial arts or boxing?
Mixed martial arts.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then, was that something that you trained for and you wanted to do as a career, or is it something you just kind of fell into as well? Because
I got I was bullied as a kid, because I was always the runt of the litter, right? And I'm still am. I'm 5'9", like I'm not that fucking tall at all, right? So, so as the runt of the litter, right, it was always getting picked on. So it was either try to be the class clown and people laugh, so they like you and they'll defend you, or you fail at that, which I did too. And then pretty much you get punked by the kid who happens to be 3 feet taller than you for some fucking reason, right? Yeah. So ultimately, my mom just got tired of me coming home with bruises because I got jumped by 2 or 3 little punks, right? So started with karate, then boxing, then I did a little bit of Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but I didn't like the BJJ because something about that particular and the guys involved, and it's just a very weird kind of
it's
genre.
I know you're saying it's a brotherhood. Either you like it or you don't.
Right. Yeah. And it's not for me. But did some Muay Thai for a little bit, but ultimately I was doing I really wanted to sign up for at the time, I think it was season 3 or 4 of The Ultimate Fighter, the actual competition where at the end somebody, so I wanted to sign up for it, right? Because at the time before my accident, I was 27-1. Nice. And when I got hit, I had the 3 slip discs in my back, and I had some kind of pop something or sort of my knee. And I actually cracked a tooth from the whiplash, and it was the weirdest shit ever, which turned into a whole other thing because the insurance milked it for a root canal that then got infected and turned into some other shit. And they got paid, I got screwed. But ultimately, doctor was like, well, you could fight, but if you get hit in the button, then it shuts off and there's no more use of the phalanges. And I was like, no, I'm good. Like, nope.
Well,
I'm good.
Good thing you transitioned to this because you're a very talented guy. Everything you touch looks amazing. Were you self-taught? Did you go to school for this? Where did this talent come from?
I was self-taught all my life. My mom's actually very artistic. My father is very, very creative as well in the more of the architectural, measurement, structural kind of aspect. My mom's more free balling all over the place with different things.
Yeah.
My sister happens to be the me of nails and of those, those cakes that you see that are like very like shaped with the fondant and all that other stuff.
You can't eat them, you just look at them.
Yeah. So she does that she's basically very talented with the nails. She's been in magazines, things of that nature. So the whole family's pretty like skillful in certain things.
Well, I mean, listen.
So definitely self-taught. However, made the mistake of thinking that, being the first person in my family to graduate with a college degree from the best art school in the country would be great, blah, blah, blah. And then nobody tells you about predatory loans, and then you kind of get fucked with that. So I did go to college for 4 years. I do have a degree in illustration. But yeah, with this kind of stuff, 99% of it's self-taught because there's no diorama school. I'm trying to start that, but that I know of, there's no dio school,
What do you use, ZBrush to draw the 3D models? Is it still ZBrush?
ZBrush, Nomad Sculpt, Tinkercad, SolidWorks. If I'm trying to do something structural, it really depends on what I'm doing. It's basically one of my tools in the arsenal, but I don't have like one that's specific for everything.
Well, it's amazing. I've seen your work up. This isn't something where I looked on your website and said, hey, it looks great. I've seen it in person twice, and it floored me. Right, me and Jerk were like,
more than that. We saw it at New Jersey Toy Con. We saw it at Legion's Con.
And Zolo, right?
And Zolo. So
that's right. So 3.
Yep.
It's impressive. And
it's crazy impressive because not only when you do like a dumpster, it's so individualized that like the 5 on the table are all different in their own way. Like even structurally, like one will have a smashed inside or, so like, no matter what, like everything, even if you're, like ordering a dumpster, like they're all going to be different. You know what I mean? So,
right. That was another thing I had to get over was, at first, I wanted everything got to be the same because they're going to want more than one. But then it was like, you know what? No, like my whole thing is I'm not selling you mass produced stuff. I'm selling you functional artwork. So each one will be individualized. Each one will have its own. Even if I try to make them similar, I can't guarantee that the drip from the wash on this one's going to run down the same as this one. So, and I like that because in nature, especially with rust and things like that, it's organic. It's not guaranteed. It just happens,
One more question, then we could fuck around and talk about tits and sex bots and whatever our minds made well. Raw dog.
Whatever
raw dog it the rest of the fucking night. Any projects, because you do commissions. Has there ever been a commission work where you just weren't feeling it, didn't want to do it, and it felt like you had to grind your way through it because it was something that you just weren't into?
One I did last year it was particularly for like a kids line. Because it's weird because the lines that you would think would be super anal about the details are usually the ones that come to me and they're like, what do you think would look good with this? And I'm like, well, if you got a space-based character, I don't think you want to put them under the sea like Little Mermaid. So let's start in space, right.
Do the math.
But these people in the beginning, they were we love your art, we love your style, we would love to see what you think of X, Y, and Z. And then it was almost like I sent them an email, like a very detailed email with specifications and things that there was no way that they could have read it because the response was within like 30 seconds. It's like as if they already had a response laid out no matter what I said. And it was like, we're putting you in this box and you cannot deviate and it has to be like this and like that. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I can do what you want. But if I do that, it's actually going to look bad on me because the way you designed it is bad. Like, I can make it so much better. So luckily I was able to get them to see it, because when I showed them, like, if they genuinely said that they didn't agree, they would be doing themselves a disservice, right? To the point where it was like, here, take this candle to go into this dark room, because it's better to have this candle than you not having any lights like you wanted originally, right? So even just those little things, luckily I was able to do that, but it was just very, very annoying because it took away from me getting to be creative and just flowing and doing it. And just feeling like I was chained and I had to like do things specifically when they want, how they want it. And it just, that was probably the only one.
Oh, this is a good question from Thor, and I apologize.
You're good.
Can you explain what exactly ZBrush is for people that are unfamiliar with
Yeah, it's a pretty expensive now software that you use with your mouse, or most of us use like the pad with the stylus, and basically it makes you a 3D sculptor, right? So you're not physically actually sculpting the clay, you're actually sitting there with a stylus or with a mouse, and you're like clicking and doing the same effect, but it has different brushes to simulate, you know, your thumb or a tool, or it's got its own learning curve. I would say if you know how to sculpt by hand like I do with the traditional way, and then you jump into that, you're 10 steps ahead of everybody else. But if you're doing just this, keep in mind it's great, because if you don't feel like finishing it, you can just hit Control and S and save it.
Right.
But in the real world, even if you put a wet towel over the clay, you have 48, 72 hours, and then it starts becoming unworkable. So there's a lot of give and take to it. But I always say, if you can, try to do it manually first, because if you can understand that, you're halfway there.
Now, you're working on the mech from Metal Gear. I forget the mech's name. I always thought it was Metal Gear. Okay.
Rex,
Do you look at drawings from the game online, or are you doing it from head? How the hell are you replicating that?
I know the answer, and it's awesome.
So I've already designed it, but
I saw it looked fucking insane. So now that's just drawing freehand?
Yeah, well, yes and no. So I'm designing it freehand on the software, right? I'm taking basically objects, pieces, and putting them together to make the shapes of the arms, the legs, and whatnot. But ultimately, I always do this research and development like as if it was the last breath that I had to take, because the last thing I want is to have somebody go, "That's not right."
Sure.
You know, I start with the simple searches. Metal Gear Rex blueprints, Metal Gear Rex interior, Metal Gear Rex original artwork, Metal Gear Rex in-game design. Like, I literally get every freaking reference that I get, and then I start putting it together where, okay, all 4 of these references are different, but they all say that this is 6 inches, or this is whatever the measurement or whatever I'm looking at. So I'm like, cool, the general consensus is this. Or it might be a Reddit thread where people are like, hey, what does Metal Gear Rex's interior look like? And people are saying, oh, it looks this way, or here's a link to the blueprints with the actual pictures. So I try to get as much detail as I can so that I can not only scale it properly, but also have the look be as close to, if not better. And in this case, I get to actually make it better, because Metal Gear 1 was PlayStation 1. And the graphics were horrible, so you didn't see rivets, you didn't see little wires and lines. So now you will with this, because this is essentially going to be like a Franklin Mint model that's functional. But ultimately, I use as much reference as I can get. And if I can't find any existing reference, I will literally play the game again, or get footage of people playing the game, and I'll screenshot different angles and make my own picture.
Smart. Now, I saw you also did Metal Slug. Are video games a common theme with your work, or were video games a huge influence in your life, the art or the games themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. I was big into video games once I could. Like, my first system ever, I wasn't, honestly, I had a good childhood. I wasn't like super spoiled. I owned the original Game Boy, the Game Boy Color, the PlayStation 1, and then every Xbox since it's been out. But I think after the first Xbox, then I bought all my own systems. So my parents basically gave me everything up until that point. And like Halo, the sports games, the FIFAs, the Maddens, like all of that stuff. Definitely. TV shows, the Power Rangers, Gargoyles, Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, like all of that stuff is definitely inspiring for me and what makes me do what I do. But video games especially, because I like that aesthetic, right? Like Mortal Kombat. I prefer Mortal Kombat over Street Fighter, but Jada's killing it, right? And why leave money on the table when we all want a cool dio to go with these things, you know?
Those Metal Slug tanks, man, were so damn good, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
So freaking, and those toys are amazing. They're a little pricey for me, but Metal Slug is
they
so
are. Good. Well, like a $2 Metal Slug, James Lucas, Duarte, anything special planned for DFW?
Well, I got word, I think it was Mikey that told me, or if not, I don't remember. Someone told me that DFW this year was not going to be the weekend of the 21st, which means that I could attend because the weekend of the 21st is my daughter's birthday and I wouldn't miss her birthday for anything. So, since it is, I believe, the 27th through the 28th, you know, I'm trying to logistically figure things out. But if I do get to go down, I will definitely have something special. I never go anywhere empty-handed.
Right on. Thanks, James.
Speaking of special, behind you is the Mech, which is we gushed about it. Me and Jerk, after we've seen it, we came right on the show like two little girls. We saw Mech.
Everything fits in it.
And we're rooting for that thing. We really are. And any updates on the Mech?
Still waiting to hear back from a few people. I actually made a few modifications myself too, like scaling wise and a few different little things just to kind of try to make them a little more affordable, but without cutting corners, right? Because the one kickback I get the most is like, oh, we show you these type of joints. And I'm like, if I wanted your type of joints, I would have made your type of figure, but this is my joint system for a reason. This is one of the selling points, you know? It's like selling you a quick release hub that doesn't quick release, you know?
I agree. It's admirable. Have you seeked any advice in this area, or you're just doing it, you know, sticking to your guns and doing it your way?
So, I mean, I could definitely stick to my guns and do it my way, but in doing so, I think it would potentially hurt the customer because I'd rather spend $300 on a mech than $500 on a mech, right? So even though it's hard, you're going to be hard pressed to say that whatever mech I put out is not worth it because I don't put things out that don't have all the bells and whistles, right? Like I rather spend a little more than cut corners, because cutting corners to me is like the ultimate sin in anything. So at this point, to be very honest, I've gotten so many people that have contacted me privately and said, I don't care what it costs, like make it now for me, like make me one with all the shit. And, you know, if you drop a mass produced one, I'll buy that too, but I want that right now. It's already worth it for me just to make 10 or 20 of these, right? So, but I would love to give you guys like an inexpensive version. But one of the things I'm getting a lot of like feedback on with cost is, well, if you make it smaller, and I'm like, if I make it smaller, it's still a mech, but it doesn't have the same presence. It doesn't have that, you know?
It loses
you gotta see it in person, man. The thing is like amazing. So, and on top of that, your prototype, like everybody hands me prototypes at a show, and I've never seen one put together so good as yours. You're sitting there ratcheting the fucking arms, pulling shit off like it's a production model. Like, that thing is no fucking joke, man. Yeah, like everything, like, and it felt so fucking sturdy, dude. Like, it was unbelievable, that thing. Yeah, and look at that. Like,
I can't believe this guy has
the prototype.
Yeah,
it's a product.
Yeah, that thing is amazing.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah,
I don't remember seeing that.
The mech. Zakainen, like I've talked to him prior to seeing this mech, right? And I can tell Duarte's a smart guy, much smarter than me. I have the vocabulary of a 6-year-old.
Oh man, look at that.
I'm like, yeah, he's smart and all, but he talks a big game. But let me see his shit. And when I saw this mech, you can fucking tell me the sky is blue, or it's green, and I'll believe you. So
yeah, look at those legs fold up. That is so fucking dope. See, when I see that, it just reminds me of Robot Jock. You know, like the arms and the legs. And like I love that.
So one of the things that I was working on, I'll show you guys. Like this is obviously a very rudimentary version of it, but so now let's take this mech, right? Let's turn this way. Let's pull the arms off.
Oh, I love this. I love this fucking shit.
Right. And now, like, imagine with the thruster.
Sure. You almost got like a ship.
Exactly. You
and
know?
if you could connect like cannons to where the arms were, you got a ship.
Or even little wings on where the arms
turn the cockpit towards us?
Yeah, turn the cockpit towards us.
Yeah, I just wanted to say cockpit.
I know you did, you motherfucker. Look
That's
at that.
dope, man.
Oh, that is
fucking
awesome.
Now if I just had front facing turrets, you got a fucking spaceship now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but listen, all that'll attach here. I already have plans for tracks to attach tracks on this thing. Yeah, I mean, sky's the limit with this thing, right? But ultimately, like, I want to give people a solid base that we can build on, because technically this might be the more expensive one, but after that, an arm kit might be $50, legs, tracks, and essentially you want that main piece, right? So maybe the price, maybe people will be willing to pay the price, but I need to get as much feedback from as many companies as possible to say, okay, everyone's giving me an estimate around this, so obviously it's about that price, right? There is no, this guy says 100 and this guy says 20, because then that's a big deficit, right? And you got to figure out why.
Yeah.
Let's
now,
get back
was crowdfunding off the table, or is that something you might explore?
Oh no, I would definitely be down to do the Kickstarter route for sure. I would, you know, I'm not trying to fund this by myself by any means, because it will be waiting forever. You know, it's hard enough as it is. But ultimately, I would like to realistically fund it in a way that we can already get started with the future development of stuff, because I already have so many things made for this that I haven't even shown people, that literally I could have 5 or 6 different tiers, right? So let's say we need $80,000, but I put at 90, 100, 110, 120, and you see the accessories, the tracks, the pieces for this, it'll hit the mark guaranteed. But I want to give people the best bang for their buck, and ultimately have it where it could fund the future attachments, the future pieces. Maybe I'll do a little dio kit that would be a mech bay, like how Gundam has, right? That keeps the mechs in and, you know, I would love to do all that stuff, but ultimately, people need to tell me that they actually want it, that they're willing to spend the money. So,
spending money like Eric Albert Abel for $2. Robot Jocks had Timu Mick Jagger.
Hell yeah!
I would say I know Dirk had one highlighted from Blake here.
Yeah, that's a good question from Blake. You just want to read it, Zakainen?
Yeah, I'll read it. Duarte, you talked about problems with employees. What does the future look like? Do you have a plan to scale the business? Any updates? 5-year plan?
Yeah, so I do have. It's not a 5-year for me. I kind of try to be a little more realistic and do it like a 2-year kind of, you know, because things do change a lot, and sometimes drastically. So I'm always trying to prepare myself for that contingency plan, but I would love to have help for sure, without a doubt. I couldn't even begin to tell you how I would even approach that, how I would go about it, simply because the people that have shown interest and the people that I've seen that have the potential to be basically not a liability and actually help me with stuff, whether it's this guy's a great package boxer, this guy's a great, blacker outer for all my pink stuff, or whatever the case may be. They all live super far from me. So like it, and it's like the people that did have helping me, like I said, all took advantage. Like it could just be the area. Maybe it's just the shitty state I'm in, but ultimately I couldn't even tell you, man, because every time I try to get help, people take full advantage of it. And at this point, it's like, if I'm going to have egg on my face, I want it to be because of me and not because of somebody else. I hate wearing the egg from somebody else. I really do.
You need an apprentice who will just do it, man, for like a bed and some hot dogs every day.
Dude, I'm like, my daughter can't get old fast enough, bro. Like, let's go. Daddy needs some help.
Let's go.
Yeah, you need an apprentice, man. You just need some guy who's, ready to just be like, forget it. I'm going to make dios,
Right.
Harry O here is asking, Duarte, have you talked to Bobby Valla? He's been wanting to do a mech for the Valaverse line.
He's seen my mech when I dropped it. It sat behind his booth for about 15 minutes, and it had Atlas inside of it, showing people how much space it had and all that good stuff. And it seemed like he was into the whole mech thing, but then it seemed like he wasn't. So
I think he has your same mindset. What you just mentioned about the egg
Right.
on your face, though. You're both very similar personalities, and where
And
if
you
you're gonna
got there
fail, it's gonna be
first.
because you failed. You know,
And you
Right.
got there with a prototype that you
Yeah.
can show people. So, you
yeah.
know.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, like, I showed the hip, the leg, part of the cockpit, and I think like half the arm to Bobby and Ninja like 2.5 years ago at ChrisCon, where I got best Dio and best custom that year. I had shown him those little pieces, and he probably doesn't even remember, or he saw it and was just like, that ain't gonna be shit, you know?
yeah.
And then Legion's Con's getting ready to hit, and I'm like, this is one of the projects that I was literally like 95% done, and like Ninja's like, bro, throw some fucking paint on it and just show it off. And I'm like, bro, but it's not finished. And he's like, just show it off. And I was like, all right.
That's the time where you want to listen to your buddy. You're like, all right, I'll do it.
Right. So, yeah, bro, listen, at that point, like, what's the worst thing that could have happened? People had been like, oh, it sucks. And I would have just been like, it's a prototype.
My jaw down. Shit, that thing was amazing when I saw it.
Yeah. Listen, and then I experimented. You guys saw, I experimented that day. Somebody asked me, can it hold up a troll? And I was like,
yep.
Yeah.
And it stayed there the whole weekend.
Yep.
So
it's
Plus,
impressive.
when I saw you at the show, you're walking down the aisle with like a fucking baby in your hand, the giant neck. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, we saw him.
It's gigantic.
First, we saw him run around with a Dio of Street Fighter.
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
running around with a baby Mech. What's next?
Yep. So, yeah, actually, speaking of Street Fighter dios, I'm buttoning up the last batch of the Ken dios that are going to go out at the end of this month. So everybody that's still waiting, it's going out at the end of the month. And I am going to drop an order for, I think this is actually the first time it's ever going to be seen on the intro.
Oh, we got a Mega Powers
you up.
exclusive. It was because of
Mega
Zakainen.
Powers exclusive, y'all.
Thank you, Zakainen, for flexing them guns. That's what did it.
Yep. Yeah, you got them all happy.
We need
Zakainen,
a segue.
Zakainen, I got to see it one more time for the one time, bro.
Flex them, baby. Come on, Zakainen.
Oh, sorry, go.
Yeah,
My heart.
There it is. So this right here is what I call the special bonus stage number 1.
Are we beating up a car or the barrels?
Oh,
He's guessing. There's some guesswork going on.
I like it. I like it. The nice signature on the back.
Oh, he's edging us. He's edging us. We're gooners.
Oh, it's the fucking barrel. This is the barrel stage, right?
No, this is the brick stage, the brick bonus stage, where, you know, every time you hit, the bricks
fly.
break.
Oh, that's
check
clever,
that shit
man.
out.
And then, so technically, in the game, this is how you would go. So if I'm a stop motion guy, and you're getting both sets of the bricks, obviously, with it. So in the game, you know, my figure's right here. So my figure hits this brick, boom, right? So when it hits that brick,
it looks cracked.
It becomes cracked.
Oh.
And then the third hit, it breaks off.
Oh,
very clever. You think of it all, man. There's some.
I love how you
something
did
to appreciate, Daryl. You could have just had flat bricks, but going that extra mile with the cracked bricks sells it. Yeah,
and there's magnets in there holding them together, right?
Nope.
No, they're just balancing like that. That's
it's
beautiful.
It's my interlocking system so that it can still keep balance even when I remove.
Look at that shit.
Fucking, I'm not playing Jenga with you. God damn.
Wow, that is impressive.
Magic.
Damn.
Very good, man.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. HGC, I immediately started hearing the diorama music, by the way.
Oh, man.
Get that stage
but
music
yes,
going.
here, let me remove these really quick.
Yeah.
Man, I love how you did the ceiling.
Yes. It
so
fucks with your mind. When he had it, like, further away, it looked like it was coming across the wall. Like a
right. So same as the other ones, right? Like,
fucks with your brain.
This is magnet, right?
Yeah.
So it breaks down nice and smooth.
Nice.
So technically, you have like a floor that you can use as a sidewalk, as an inside of a warehouse, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Even same thing with this, you know.
So you could use it for other things, right? Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. And then the bottoms comes nice and felt wrapped like always. So it's, you know, no unfinished pink exposed, because that's a huge pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a custom dio for a background for like a YouTube reviewer that does figures or no?
Not specifically, not yet. I'm working on something, but not anything specifically yet. I've had people reach out, but like I said, everyone always reaches out, and then I don't know if it's like they're scared of the price, or they just, you know, maybe they're expecting something else, or I get a lot of the which I'm sure you guys do too as content creators, but I get a lot of the, hey man, if you send this to me, I'll do a video and I'll help you out. And it's like, I totally appreciate you wanting to help, whether you have 5 viewers or 5,000 viewers, but ultimately I'm not Hasbro, and I can't afford to just give away all this stuff that I literally took hours to make, you know?
I just get a lot of that, man. Giving shit away. Does this code still work?
Yeah.
How long is that code good for, Duarte?
Which one? Oh, it's Chad. I don't have a shut off on it.
Forever.
The man giving you a deal.
Listen. Nice. Yeah, 10% off your entire order, whatever's in stock. Even my coupons, when I do the coupons, like any big things that I do, I try to do pre-orders, like $50 pre-order. And then after that, if you're the type that wants to pay it weekly, wants to pay at the end, however it works, once I tell you it's done, then you have your 2 weeks. I give you a month if you need it. I've had people tell me, hey man, I fell on hard times. I really want it though. Can I, pay you in 3 months? I've held it. No problem at all. I rather a person communicate and be transparent than hit me up in 6 months. Like, where's my shit? And I'm like, well, I sold it 30 days after I told you it was finished. What do you mean? Where's your shit?
Yeah.
So, even pre-orders, if I have a coupon code out, whether it's 5%, 10, 20, it's even on a pre-order, it takes the percentage off. So
that's what if a guy offered you a year of free tables at a toy show if you did him a diorama?
How many shows?
I got one in April, I got one in July, and then I should have one in the fall. But I might
how big of a diorama?
I just want something. I want to change it up so the people aren't always seeing the same thing. Similar to what you had in your hand. I just need a flat ground and the flat background.
Yeah, I got you. We can do something. You just we gotta talk the details about what specifically you want.
Nice.
Oh, trust me. I don't know if it's gonna be at the end of this month. If not, worst case scenario, because there's other people that are involved. Hold on 1 second. There we go. There's other people that are involved too, so I don't want to speak on them. But best case scenario, end of the month. Worst case scenario, sometime in March, preferably before my birthday. But I am dropping a very, very big internet breaking bomb, and we will definitely have it on display at your show in April if you have one. So.
Oh shit! Well, listen.
Sweet.
I want them. Listen. The vendors push the show because that's what people come for to freaking buy product. But just me personally, I want some things at the show that I like and I like to see. I want to promote artists. So that would be, you would be doing it for me because I like it as something unique for the show. When I saw your thing at what was it? Legion's Con, it was like, it was art. It was toy art. And that's something I need.
And there was so much of it. It was
so much of it.
Yeah, it was like overwhelming to look at everything that you had. So
you'd be surprised. A lot of people like to just take pictures and see things, right? So if they're not buying it because they just want to look at it, that's why I want to give you the table, for free.
No, I definitely appreciate that. I definitely got some ideas too that'll help you guys out with the show stuff that I want to run past you. But
but
yeah, I'm actually fully excited now too to show off a lot of the new dials that I'm going to be working on, because the gentleman that purchased the massive G.I. Joe dial, he actually cleaned me out. He took Monkey King, he took the Coliseum, he took my military tan building that was destroyed dial, he took my medieval tower. He took everything.
Really?
So literally,
really,
yeah, I literally got like 2 hidden dials to my name right now, and everything else I basically have to remake, like new stuff to put out. So those were already semi-modular. Moving forward, I'm trying to make everything that I do as modular as possible, keeping in mind that most of us have this much room, right? When we wish we had this much room.
Oh yeah.
So,
Mainframe, can you bring up that pic of the finished Technodrome if you could find it?
And actually, while you're bringing that up, I'm going to use the little boys' room really
Use
quick.
the boys'
And I'll
room.
be right back.
Yes.
Yeah.
After
Okay,
these
Pete.
messages,
After these
we'll be
messages.
right back.
How was your day? And you know what? I'm gonna show off a new video asset because we're very close. Let's get 10 more people in here, people. Oh
The
yeah,
dogs, baby. The dogs.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
yes.
thing.
Now we have a new
I want to fight
graphic.
something now.
Yes,
That is so good.
Yes, we used to have the 100 graphic, and that was a milestone. Now
Now
we
it's
have the
200.
200.
Thank
So
you, Raw Dog. Thank you for coming every Monday and Thursday to hang out with us assholes.
Exactly, and we are legitimately trying to get some guests in here once in a while to
I
spice
contacted a
things
few
up.
people. I contacted a few people that I watch. No weirdos. People that had
So Kendra lost. Okay.
Kendra Loss, Sherry DeVille, Peyton Presley, Rocco Siffredi's coming on next week.
Oh, you hit him up too, man. I hit him and Peter North up. So
Peter North is gonna.
Peter North.
TT
Rocco.
Boy blew me
Rocco
off.
was a fucking artist.
TT Boy's a dick, man.
Yeah, he blew me off, man. He wanted like $50 a show, and he wanted me to show him, little jerk. So, I'll give the man $50, but I ain't showing him little jerk. So
now there's a channel called Good Bad Flicks, and the guy's from New Jersey. I hit him up, and he wrote me back. He said maybe he'll check his schedule, which usually means no, but we'll see.
Well, he
maybe he's
probably
watching
needs
tonight.
to
Maybe
see
he's
that
watching.
we get a lot of viewers, maybe not for a movie guy. Movie guys get shitload of viewers, so
Yeah, he's very humble though. In the channel, Good Bad Flicks is the channel. It is fucking fantastic. Much like this dial. Look at that goddamn thing.
We will have. Oh, wait. Where did that go? Chat's moving so fast. We will have Rocco back on, but he's taking a little bit of a break from live streaming. We got him out for the 100th episode, but I'm sure after we meet up at the end of the month, he'll be all jazzed that ZoloCon.
I don't want to start rumors that he had to check himself in the Betty Ford. Okay, I don't want to start.
That was the greatest thing, man.
I fucking Rocco knocked it out of the fucking park. Man.
He gave the Mega Powers a gift that night. I just love how it confused everybody at first. So
it was awesome.
Fucking good.
It was
great. So Terradrome.
This is smart because it's everything you need as a. Obviously, you don't need the whole thing. You're not going to play with it. You just want a showpiece. Yeah. So this is the best way to do it.
So fucking awesome.
Yeah, if you want to can one corner versus,
But you totally can play with it because everything is movable, everything is functional, everything is he can play with it as much as he wants.
Wow.
That's what I do, but that's not a diorama.
Little jerk.
This is the biggest project you've taken on, or no? What'd you build? Great Wall of China?
What is the biggest thing you built that you can talk about?
The biggest thing that I built that I can talk about was a slot car track that I did for a guy who loves the Grand Prix, Formula One, NASCAR, all that shit. So he had me basically do a track that the car basically broke out of the track and now you're racing in the city and all that stuff. And it was all done in 1/24th scale. And this table was 32 feet long by 8 foot wide, give or take. And it took me a better part of the year to do all of that stuff.
Wow.
Damn, this is bonkers.
This one took the cake next because up until I finished this one, the biggest dio I had done previous to this one was it was an 8 foot. So actually, well, technically it's about the same size because this is 2 sheets of plywood and the other dio was 2 sheets of plywood as well. But instead of being butted with the ends, it was like a square. So it was basically an 8 foot square and it was true scale all handmade, metal, stitching, the whole nine. WWF ring with the turnbuckles, the entire arena, the rappelling rope that Shawn Michaels used in WrestleMania to come down, that functional. At the time, this was before they had flat screen TVs, but I had disassembled one of those semi-flat screens and I made the Titantron out of it for the customer, and I went full-blown ape shit. And at the time, I had one of those SLR, like 12 megapixel silver Sony cameras, and I'm taking pictures of this thing, and my file got corrupted. I was able to go back to the guy's house, take pictures of it again. Those were in a hard drive that at the time I had no idea what the hell solid state was. I found out when my wife dropped that hard drive and the disc stopped spinning, I lost every picture I had of the thing.
Oh, that's sad, man.
I told everybody about it. I'm like, dude, you had to see it. The seats came down. They worked. Everything was great. Little, was it like a year ago at Toy Con, New Jersey? No, 2 years ago, Toy Con, New Jersey. Guy comes and I'm like, Rob, holy shit, bro, I've been talking about you all the time. You remember that WWF? Da-da-da-da-da? Bro, the look on his face was like, and I'm like,
oh no.
Oh no.
What happened? I'm like, you still got it, right? Like, yo, can I take pictures? And he's like, my neighbors, you know, the house, fire. And I'm like, oh no. So yeah, that one was the biggest one. And then this one came along.
Well, everyone in the chat is impressed and complimenting it. So at least we have this.
Speaking of large and impressive, we got boner jams here, which we have a.
Help! He's got a boner!
Boner jams roll heavy, new bird trucks, dumb spot, sex clowns, slither ass plate, backlot, chrome on the wheels.
I'm sorry, it's the pleats.
I always have to take the comment down.
I know.
Don't block out the pleats.
Yeah,
I love seeing that last part there.
Oh, it's so good.
So boner jams. I love when Big A promotes the raw dogs, aka unprotected sexual escapades. Where did the Diddler King go? What's good?
Sounds titillating.
Lord Zed, Angelo.
Thank you, Boner.
Thanks, Boner.
Listen, thank you.
And then Shane, Same Time Toys, $199.
Thank you, bro.
Birthday. This is next level, just like the Mega Power.
Very kind, man. Very kind. I watched them guys get. I watched Woody get blazed Saturday night.
Where was this?
Woody, it was like a Cypress Hill concert. That live stream.
That is so great.
Saturday, Woody was on that
man.
in-time show, and I was just amazed by. It was watching Be Real and.
What up, y'all?
John. Yeah. But have you ever done any cyberpunk stuff like Blade Runner? That stuff looks really intricate and different.
So I actually have. I have a dial that I want to finish. And I actually made a cool like neon sign, double-sided, and it was to the makeshift strip club that I did, and I called it Split Ends, right?
Yeah.
So, but now we're actually working on. I'm working on this. What it would look like when that door opens. Like, what does this? Because we have plenty of thickies now that we can use for the strip club, and the idea is to take it to the shows, but I'm gonna have it displayed behind the counter, under like the table, or like hidden, where like only people that know, and they're like, "Hey, I'm here to see, you know, Split Ends."
Password.
They know the code.
The live stream. Yeah,
I'd be the proud guy
in there, and they're like, "Oh shit," because you know, at the end of the day, I don't want a kid being like, "Oh my god," and this chick is like bent over and her ass is all out.
Yeah. I absolutely. And then parents.
Right.
You gotta have that breakfast, right? You gotta have the breakfast buffet where you got a whole bunch of guys eating breakfast at the stage.
Oh my god! These guys go to strip clubs where you get like a 5-star steak or something.
Yes.
Yo, seriously, like where are they from? Because the strip club's out here, bro.
No, they're straight there. You just lucky.
Well,
you get
I didn't say it wasn't full of skanks. It's, you know.
I say JJ asked this earlier too. By the way,
the things I love. I need. Food here, titties here, toys here. You jam them all together, it's a fucking mess.
I want everything separated.
Yeah.
JJ was asking about that Mezco style turtle vehicles. Do they work with the NECA figures?
Yes, they definitely work with the NECA figures. They're obviously the paint apps are different, right? They're a little more on the realistic side and stuff like that. But size-wise, they work perfectly. What I am actually developing right now, as you guys can see, I got I have a returning visitor here.
Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Let's see it.
We gotta clear some guts out of it. It's been hitting too many people.
Oh, that looks like
dude, I fucking love the shit out of this thing.
Ramen van.
I should have bought one.
We gotta detail the inside, because there's been too many things going on there.
Damn. How many hookers died in that thing?
I mean, look, we got the hand, the little Titanic pose.
How do you get that? Duarte, how do you get that back print on there? Was that hand painted or you have some type of decal?
So both. So technically this one here, I made it basically like a decal, and then I sat there and I cut everything by hand, and I sit there and pressed it in and made sure that the cuts were clean so that it looks as authentic as possible. But then like this is all hand, like I used to do a lot of pinstriping. So the ice cream to die for is all by hand. The Mr. Softies by hand. All the lettering here is by hand. The lettering on the front is by hand. So,
dude, the menu is stupid.
The menu is great. Is the
oh good.
There it is. The bomb pop is on there, baby.
Yeah.
And the Ninja Turtle that melts within 10 seconds of buying it. He cries.
So I got this thing here because my goal is those, I think it's Medi Toys that's dropping those new turtles that look like they're going to take the place of the Mezco ones, in my opinion.
They're jacked, they're fucking like muscle.
Yeah,
turtles.
dude. Like I love how they look. Like I think it's cool, and based off of their size, they'll fit in here perfectly. So I'm working on a kit to dress this thing up into a turtle van that would fit their aesthetic.
Nice. I do like they're kind of really jacked, but I definitely like them. I don't know.
I saw that Mezco's doing the red turtles, though, the comic ones. Did you see those pictures?
No, I didn't see that.
Everyone missed that.
The Punisher?
Lighter green, and all their headbands were red.
This is Mr. Frank Castle?
Yeah, so I made the little roof rack on it. I made the little bulletproof plates for the wheels. Just little add-ons and stuff.
Anything inside, like weaponry or like computer stuff?
Yeah, I did a custom weapon rack for it.
Of course you did.
Oh, that's cool.
What's more fun, doing the tiny details? Is that more fun than the actual project sometimes?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But when you can put both of them together and get a full, like a full thing out of it, it's even more rewarding.
Okay, Duarte, for would-be diorama makers, I've done a few bullshit things myself. What's if you're going to start tomorrow, if you want to start a project, you want to have some fun, you don't have a lot of money, what is the easiest starter diorama to make? Whether it be a street set, caves, brick, any suggestions?
The easiest diorama to make right from the rip would be like a dirt ground, and then basically start with like mountains and like layering, right? Because if you can master layering to the point where you can see where it was cake sandwiched, but then when it's finished, you can't, meaning like you did whatever fancy spackle work or finish work. If you can get layering down pat, you've got 90% of diorama making done, because that's the part where I feel like a lot of people fail. Even this past weekend at the big show in Florida, I've seen a lot of big companies that had dioramas, and I can't help it. I see those layers and I'm like, dude, I can tell that you used 14.5 pieces of foam to get that height. Well, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So the easiest thing to start with would be getting the layers together and then cutting them together in a way where they become cohesive to become a boulder, a stone, a rock, something of that sort that's organic. So there is has to be a perfect cut, because people are hung up on perfect cuts. Forget the perfect cut. Start organic first. Even a freaking tree. I tell people, cut a long rectangular piece of like 2.5-inch foam and then start whittling it like a twig, like you're making a shiv or something. Start like that, and then start cutting in and start drawing in wood grain. Like, it's simple. You just have to start. That's all it is. But I would say ground. I would say organic, like ground, grass, mountains, rock face. Don't start with the linear bricks or the stuff that requires perfection.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
Then I had a question here from Rollkeeper. Are you still doing the Metal Slug stuff?
Absolutely. Actually, it's funny he's saying, am I still doing it? Like I stopped doing it. I haven't even technically started, meaning like I've shown you guys little tweaks and little things here and there, but I haven't even officially launched it yet because I'm finishing up a few other surprises. But not only am I doing Metal Slug, but I'm planning on doing like all of Metal Slug. Metal Slug is one of my favorite all-time games, period.
Now, Duarte, okay, you say you're going to continue to Metal Slug. Is there a concern that if people can't get the figures, you're making a product for a limited customer, or do you just make it for those who probably bought it?
So yes, normally there would be a concern, but this is one of those rare examples of I want it for me anyway, so I'm going to make it for me. And if you happen to want it, I'll sell it to you. And if you don't, I still made it for me. Now, if I were doing this with the sole purpose of I have to sell, then yeah, it would be the worst market to go at, because I make the running joke is like, it's 3.5 of us that like Metal Slug. You know what I mean? It's not like
I love Metal Slug. I just couldn't fucking beat any of them.
Really?
One of them. I couldn't beat one of them because they get tough, man.
So actually, I have something here that I can show you guys too. So one of the things I was thinking of was the same thing, like some figures you can't get. Some figures now are even more expensive than they were when they first came out. So in my mind, I'm like, what figure haven't they made yet? What can I make? Is there any? Because at the rate that they're going, we'll never see half of the stuff that they should have came out with, because you would think that the flagship company would have launched the Metal Slug tank first, because that's Metal Slug. But instead, they went with the Mech that isn't out yet. They went with the Camel and all this other weird shit, which is fine. I pre-ordered too. But you didn't come out with all the stuff that you should have. So I'm like, I'll do myself a favor. I want it for me. I'm going to put it out. If there happens to be some people that want it, here's the price. If you don't like the price, I sell it unpainted, and you can do it yourself. But one of the figures that I wanted to make, which is one of the bad guys, his name is Alan O'Neill. Bald guy, no shirt, green pants, and he's got like an M249, like a machine to saw, just, and he's like a lot bigger than them. And funny as hell, I was talking to Ninja, and I was like, you know, I vaguely remember this figure that had the cartoony proportions of those characters, but was taller than the Metal Slug, because this guy's a lot taller than them. Check this out. This is probably the nicest and fastest custom that I've ever made.
That's a good ass microphone. That picked him up from like halfway across the room.
Hell. That's his phone too, I think. Goddamn, Duarte. Your mic's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So I basically took the City Thug. I think it's called the City Thug figures. I took the body of the Hispanic dude because he didn't have no chest tattoos. The ones on his arm I was able to get off. I took the white guy's head because he already had the beard that Alan O'Neill has. And then I took the tan pants, dyed them green. The military boots were already there, painted those green. And if you Google a picture and you look at this, like, this is the closest thing to a custom Alan O'Neill figure. Perfect, double joints, everything, buttery smooth, because like it's literally, you would think it was made by the same company because even the paint apps are very similar. And next to the Metal Slug figures, it looks fantastic. And as I'm doing my research and finishing this thing up, and the only thing left to do is make his gun, I'm doing a Google search, and sure shit, I come across a website that has a Tunchi, which is the company that makes the Metal Slug figures. It has a part number and it says Alan O'Neill, pre-order, no picture. So I guarantee you, next figure they drop is going to be this guy.
Shit. It's going to be that.
Do you still have them tanks around, laying around? I mean, if you got to go nuts, I don't want to.
No, all I got is the unpainted ones in pieces right now, because the painted ones right now are making their runs to some content creators to get everything kind of spicied up before I do the drop.
Pics on your Instagram. Maybe Mainframe can find.
Instagram definitely has pics. Yep.
Yeah,
and actually,
see that shit.
Actually, I could send you some really nice ones too that Toy Murph took for me.
Any other video game stuff in the works that we could? We said Street Fighter. You mentioned Metal Gear. Now with Metal Gear, is it going to stop at? I call it the Metal Gear. I'll always just call it the freaking Metal Gear. That's because in the NES game, I think it was called the Metal Gear. Any figures coming out coincide with that?
So the only figure that I plan on like putting out for people would be the Vulcan Raven figure, since it's pretty much the fully custom one that I had to get custom like made scale wise, and now I'm making all the accessories. I'll make a handful of those if people want. But the other ones between me and Chad's like The videos that I'll be posting for Metal Gear Monday will have like the tutorials or the how to customize this one. So I rather people just do that themselves, or at least do the work of getting all the parts. And if they can't paint it, send it to me. I'll do the painting for you, no problem. But I'm not really trying to sell the figures per se, more so than the bigger items or the stuff you can't get, like the Vulcan Raven and Metal Gear X.
Okay, and the thing with a mech is it could work with other lines. So mech is always,
universal.
Yeah. And well, this is going to be 4-inch. So at the end of the day, and even Joy Toy, I mean, it's a mech, right? So it can be whatever you want it to be. But lights, weapons, blast effects, missile, I mean, the whole nine, everything. In a perfect world.
Can you maybe, I don't want to freaking, now that mech is massive. That fucking mech. Now,
this
the way
one
you made
or Metal Gear X?
The Metal Gear X.
Oh, yeah.
Can you make a modular cockpit where if I had a 6-inch figure, I could just slide in a 6-inch figure instead of a 4-inch figure?
Oh, like RoboSkull did?
Yeah.
I'll tell you that in 2 seconds because I'll pull up that file and see if a 6-inch figure will fit in that.
Let's go. Look at this. Another Mega Powers exclusive.
Look at you go.
We got to get a banner.
I'm on
Games with the big brain.
I thought about this shit all day. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking just sit there like a fucking weekend at Bernie's.
I'll do that.
Covered.
Got him.
No, listen, I gotta apologize to the Raw Dogs. 2 weeks ago, 78 came on, and I was just like a fanboy just staring at this shit, like, oh golly, that looks fucking great.
Well, he
like,
had a lot to show us.
Well, the thing is,
we got
I gotta be
presentation.
Professional, baby. I need to set my shit up.
Well, listen, that was like my birthday week, so I jumped all over that shit. I was hey, 78. Oh, hentai, Black Bible. Blah, blah, blah.
We'll just have him hang out normally next time. You know what I mean? But he had a whole array of shit he wanted to show, and it ended up.
I was just overwhelmed. I may have well just been in the chat.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a lot going on. You know what I mean? I know how it goes.
Yeah. I'm hard on myself.
Now he's like, bam, he's coming back. It's like Rocky. He trained for this shit. He was doing
I was fucking shadow boxing. I was
writing out all his questions and crossing them out when they're bad.
This fucking guy told me how to break 40 different bones.
So how was your Monday, Gaines?
How was that? Sunday?
No, Monday. It's fucking
Monday.
Monday.
You keep bringing my Monday. I'm kind of used to the suckage, man. I just kind of fucking grind it out, and I know.
Well, there's a level of suckitude because my day sucked, but it went by fast. You know?
Yeah, I didn't get my balls busted.
Got the Jeopardy music.
I'm gonna turn this thing around and see if it's even seeable.
Yeah, totally.
Completely seeable.
So
take that Pornhub tab down.
So this cockpit right here, right? The mouth will open like the real deal. I'm gonna make that clear for you real quick, and you can see the actual seat inside right here, right?
Goddamn, dude.
Okay, so just to give you an idea, this right here represents a 6-inch figure. This is about 165, well, it's 6.5, 165 inch millimeters. I mean, so about 60 millimeters wide is your standard 6-inch figure. So if I bring it over here, it'll definitely, I can get it to fit and work. But what I would do is I could keep this design the same here, but I would just modify this jaw where I would bring it down.
Yeah.
And then be able to just literally put, the figure in here. And if it's a seated figure, then even more so, right? Because now you're talking
not even that much. Yeah.
I'm just saying now, listen, now your customer base doubles, just throwing out dummy math. Yeah.
Right.
That thing is so fucking beautiful.
That thing is awesome.
I'm just even if I didn't know, like an idiot there.
Even if I didn't know what Metal Gear was, it's a bad. It looks like it could also fit in with.
There's my mech next to it.
Yeah, it's your little kid next to it. Yeah. Wow.
He's like as big as the leg.
Yeah, buddy.
That's a showpiece, man. That's something you play it in the middle of your living room, and you tell your wife, "Shut the fuck up. You're going to appreciate this thing."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You set your beer on top of it. Yes.
Definitely. That was also another thing too. Like with this mech, technically, if I wanted to, I could either make a really big, spacious, masterful 4-inch 18th scale cockpit to insert in there, or I could do like a double decker, have the two guys sitting, one here, one. You know what I mean? And technically, it would still work for 18 scale. You know?
Oh man, until the show,
that was the
I don't think
idea.
anyone talked about that. Yeah,
that was the idea. Where it's like, dude, I'll just make an insert. The insert pops in, and it's got 2-seaters for 18 scale. Or shit, your 24th scale guy, it'll have 3-seater or 4-seater. You know, whatever the insert. At the end of the day, a mech could be any size. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That'll be awesome. Like Gaines was saying, I mean, that just expands how many people you can sell that thing to.
Oh,
sure. Sure. Because that's something I would want, but I don't like 3 3/4 anymore. But now, boom, I could put, my Valiverse crap in there, my G.I. Joe
Without
crap.
a doubt.
Yeah. My wife's dildo right in the cockpit.
Hey, Mr. Dilly, look, you can drive.
Mr. Dilly,
You can drive a mech. It's better than driving a Pee Wee Herman.
Trying to send some pictures. Good.
No, good question. I think we mentioned this earlier. You, in fact, do
about 10-year. Yeah, maybe that's a little too far out there.
Yeah, that one might be,
10-year payment plan. Yeah, I might. I hope I'm here 10 years from now. That'd be the idea.
Also, his wife might have just taken him out. She's like, "What'd you say?"
I just heard. I heard light rumbling, so maybe he fell over. Who knows? So.
Right.
I'm saying the wife took him out after that whole comment about, I'm just gonna put it here and she's gonna have to live with it.
Oh, Lady Gaines,
exactly.
Saint. She's a saint dealing with that man.
Right in the cockpit.
There he is.
Right, there he is. He's good. He's good.
What?
Right.
You think I passed out weekend at Bernie's and shit?
Yeah,
no,
I thought the wife took you out.
Yeah.
She had to work tonight because she's taking off for the weekend to help me with this fucking dopey toy show.
Nice.
What do you collect, Duarte? What's your thing? Do you have a thing?
You beat me to that.
I'm sorry,
yeah,
sir.
yeah.
No,
I'm locked in. I'm locked in. I'm like Maverick.
It's my one question.
I'm like Maverick in Top Gun tonight, baby.
You
gotta be Iceman
over here.
Yeah, you're a dildo sniper.
Jerk, send me your email on IG so I can send you some of these pictures.
Just send them to Zakainen.
Mainframe,
got it.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes, Mainframe is a new name.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's got that shit, man. He's all
We need a helmet for Mainframe. That fucking.
Or we'll get him dial tone and get him
dial tone. Yeah, I want dial tone.
I'll have Skelly send you a beret. We'll grow you a little mustache.
So,
whoa, I can't do the mustache. Can't do the mustache.
Wee Zakainen.
I collect Mezco. I collect the Valiverse. I collect some of the TMNT on the NECA stuff. I'm not pushing too much on that anymore because there's just too many inconsistencies and all sorts of issues and things like that, and just the plethora of other reasons that it's just become one of those oversaturated kind of things. Joy Toy's been really big on my radar, especially ever since the turtle stuff. I love that. The Medi Toy stuff is pretty cool. But honestly, I want to say I'm mainly and a lot of I do obviously the Metal Slug stuff. I do a lot of the third-party stuff. I love soft goods when it's executed properly because there's nothing like good soft goods versus seeing a joint where it shouldn't be on a piece of fabric, right?
It makes it look like an actor or something in the palm of your hands. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't even really hit his likeness, but it just looks so goddamn good with the soft goods,
Yeah,
like it's so clean. So
right. So yeah, I think my main line. Well, Jada, I've been supporting them with all the Street Fighter stuff. Obviously, you can't beat that. $30 for a figure, there's just no.
And
way.
they're loaded. They're loaded.
They're loaded. Yes, good point.
Right.
Yes.
Just curious. Honestly, I think it's mainly just those. I've gotten away from the lines that everybody else collects, and I rather pay a little more and have quality than have quantity because I'm running out of space and I want to build so much things and I just don't have the space. I got stuff in boxes still, and
Now you've collected toys or played with toys your whole life. There was, I'm assuming, like the most of us. Would you agree that the past 10 years have just been crazy with the adult collectibles?
Oh yeah, it's gotten so bad to the point that I feel like every time I come up with a cool idea, somebody's already done it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah. So at the end of the day, I think we're definitely what a great time to collect, right? I feel like that statement is very true. But then at the same time, it still leaves a lot to be desired, and I feel like we got way more when we were kids than we do now, because even with inflation,
yeah,
a flag should only cost $300-400 today, but you think you're going to sell us a fucking flag for
Oh,
$300-400?
yeah, pricing is the one thing where they really they gouge us. They
Right.
do, and they know it. It's funny. Some things are still really cheap, and it's like, well, this could be cheap. I don't want to get a price. Every time I get into a price thing, I twist.
Oh yeah, they'll come out of the woodwork and they'll be all up your ass all week until Thursday.
Motherfucker told me to go to like toy school college or some shit. Like it exists.
Go to toy college, Gabe.
Yeah, I'll do that right on the weekends. I'll go to clown
I'm going
college.
to toy school at night. I'm going to night toy school.
Right,
Yeah,
right, exactly.
I don't want to get into but I agree. They do gouge us.
They do.
Yeah. Because honestly, like, I should not have to look at something that I spent a lot of money on and be like, why the fuck did they do this like this? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Speaking of Mezco, a lot of people that know me personally know that I was with an MC for a very, very long time, right? I left for certain reasons that I don't discuss publicly, but so I have a very special place in my heart for motorcycles, the community in general, that brotherhood, that kind of camaraderie, right? When it's with the right people, not when you're surrounded by snakes, right? But when Mezco dropped that biker Gomez, I was like,
yeah,
I want 15 of them. I
saw you pissed off. I saw you pissed off.
I was livid, bro. Livid that I could not get one. I could not get one.
Now,
I was so fucking pissed.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I have to give a massive shout out to this guy Thomas. He usually goes nostalgic sometimes. That guy.
Oh, he's here. He's awesome. Yeah, he's great.
Bro,
That's great.
I remembered, I'm like, because I was talking to him about doing some stuff for him, and he's gonna get married this year and the whole nine. So I'm like, wait, isn't he in Florida? And I hit him up, and he's like, I live 5 minutes from the place. I'm like, hey, buddy, listen, bro. He was like, I got you. And when I told him, I said, yo, I think they're gonna make them available Thursday, like when they usually do, but it's only like a very limited run. And I think they open doors at like 4:30. He was like, I have an appointment. It's over at 4:45, but I'll get there in like 5 minutes. And I'm like, hey, they might still be there, even though we all know like 10 minutes later, Mezco's like sold out, right? So, bro, he hits me up. I don't know who was happier, if it was me or him, but he hits me up and he's like, I rescheduled my appointment. I'm going to be there bright and early. That's my mission. I'm going there first, bro. He said he was the first guy in line. He's like, acquired. That shit, tracking says it'll be here tomorrow. I am stoked to get it.
I'm happy. Listen, I'm happy for you. But I am really fucking jealous.
But, and here's a big but.
Speaking of which, we have two ladies watching, fellas. So that's a rarity for us. But anyway, go on.
Thanks, ladies.
It's no longer a sausage party.
There you go. I will say, like, I love a lot of the things they did, but they left a lot of things to be desired, and they cut a lot of corners. Now, I haven't even have it in hand yet. This is just from pictures. But one of the things that's really irking me tremendously, somebody goes, does it come with a belt? And I'm like, oh, I better come with a goddamn belt and a buckle and whatever.
Hey,
and they're like,
they're
like, it does. It does come with it. And I'm like, oh, it does. But then I go, but there's no fucking loops on the pants. Like, how did? And then I find out that they put the loop or the belt loop on the belt itself, and I'm like,
that's cheesy.
Yo, I can't.
They have been doing that, though. They have been doing that.
That's
so disappointed.
Well, that's the thing with Mezco. Like, you can't make a decision as a consumer because you need to buy that shit the minute they announce it, and I don't really think that's fair because you want to wait for the consensus and say, oh, well, it's nice, but I didn't like this, so I'm going to save my money. You can't with Mezco. You almost have a gun to your head. Like,
yeah,
I got to order it right now or it's gone.
Right.
Look at Ninja showing up. His ladies are here. He's here. It's like the clan. The Ninja clan is here, baby.
Oh yeah, hang on. I get my ninja.
Yep, put your best ninja on.
Oh God, let me close my eyes.
Yep,
Articulated
everybody
ninja
close
reviews
your eyes
for $5. This is a badass lineup of men, real men who no longer try to get into proms. Keep killing it, guys. Jerk and Gaines are a deadly duo. Dun, 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 dun.
Is Ninja here? Did Ninja join the chat?
Channeled him. Channeled him.
I ain't trying to get in no proms, fam. No proms for me.
A minor. I can't.
Thank you, Ninja.
That's just so damn funny.
Ninja is. I discovered that Ninja has. He's like Kendrick Lamar. He's a rap fucking god now.
Ninja's a ninja, bro. He's a real life ninja.
He's
right from behind.
Talented guy.
Done.
Yes. And a hell of a guy. He's been shouting me out like crazy lately.
Yeah.
Listen,
I have nothing but thank you for it. So
have you noticed that like his beefs progressively get better as it goes, right? Like I'm kind of hopeful that somebody starts beef with me just so he can have a reason to make another song. You know?
No shit.
We need an album drop.
Yeah,
seriously.
Well, shit, Mad Hatter, man, fucking cracked me up, dude. That shit laid me out on him against Laser Pants.
He's the nutty bastard. That fucking Mad Hatter. I think we got to get him on here. I might have to.
Oh, dude, he
put
would be
the
so
olive
fun.
branch out to him. See what kind of fucking.
That was the
madness.
first time that we Duarte and I streamed together was with Mad Hatter on 3POA.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep, that's right. Hatter's awesome, bro.
Oh yeah, we had no idea what we were getting in for.
Yeah, I gotta have him on this fucking.
I'm always down for a good time. Don't threaten me with a good time and walk away ever.
Blake is asking Ninja. He's basically begging Ninja for a diss rap
or a love song. Let's go with a diss song.
Oh.
How did you make the tank treads? How the fuck did you make them, man?
Oh yeah, let's bring this up. Let's bring this up. Sorry.
Now, if people aren't familiar with Metal Slug, it's like Contra, but actually a little more difficult as the game goes on. Side scroller, it was on the Neo Geo Turbo,
and the fucking graphics were unbelievable. Like at the time, I remember that shit.
Have you guys seen those little handheld Game Boy looking things with the color screen that come with like 13,000 games or whatever? My wife bought me one for Christmas, and it came with every fucking Metal Slug they made, bro. So much fun. The references I get from it, I'm taking pictures as I'm playing this shit on the toilet, bro. It's amazing.
Yeah, my buddy hot rodded one of those little PlayStations, like the little home ones that are loaded.
Yeah.
And he put every fucking game on a stick, dude. And like every Japanese version, like it's so awesome. I love that you can just mod the shit now and have every fucking game.
This looks absolutely officially made from whoever made the figures. It looks perfect, man. And these figures are nice, so it was worth making these little vehicles for them.
Yeah,
and they are 1/12 scale, so you can actually use that tank for whatever.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like actually, so I have the.
This is fantastic, man.
Oh, it's so good, man. I love the treads too, man. The
tread, that's what really brings it to life and makes it look legit. The treads and the turrets.
Even the exhaust. He got the exhausts all rusty, like the detail.
Yeah.
I think that's the best picture right there of the solo one. Is that see all the
So
detail?
good.
And he made the. Did you make that crab back there too? The enemy from the game. You made that too?
I don't know.
Gaines, good eye.
Good eye.
I bought that thing and cursed at it when I died a few times. That fucking game really gets my nuts in a bind. But it's so charming and fun, and you're saving prisoners of war. Highly recommend. It's on all.
So, Dan, we're doing some man. Listen, I'm dropping some gems on you guys today.
Another exclusive. We need the bam 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 like LP.
Yeah, exactly. Bam 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 bam.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Okay, here we go. I just sent you another picture in the good old mail of the E.
Gotcha.
And this is showing you a regular stance, an attacking stance, and a dead stance.
Oh shit! Let me put my glasses on for this. I haven't heard those three words.
Well, it only
together.
took like I don't know 5 minutes to get this to me.
Oh my
Like-
God! Hang on, let me
like,
remove this
yeah,
until
there
it's
we go.
ready. Sorry.
Very good.
I saw Agent Butt Plugs.
We're
What does
gonna
that
do
mean?
it live. Let me.
Well,
sit
we don't
there.
want to. We don't want to give away
Here,
anything.
Let me
Yes,
remove
yes.
myself for a second here. There we go. We're learning shit live. I got way too many screens open. Good lord.
Oh
That's why
boy!
I only have one monitor. I can't even do giveaways.
Here comes the Bukkake vids, everybody.
No, it'd be Black Bible. It'd be some hentai stuff. It'll be stuff like 78. 78 will be summoned immediately if I do that.
It'll just come up in a puff of black smoke.
Well, last time you emailed it, it combined it with all his other emails, which was weird. Metal Slug crabs. Here we go. Okay. I
Look at
got
him
you.
go.
I
Look at
got
him go.
you.
Mainframe on a mission.
Share screen. I'm a boomer. I was talking to Duarte about this earlier.
It's better than being a gooner.
There they are. These little
We'll call him
freaks.
A, we'll call him B.
Oh, look at
You.
that.
No, I guess you 3D printed these. They look perfect, man.
Yeah, I sculpted them and then I printed them. Yep.
Oh,
Perfect.
wow.
These little goof bags come on the beach level, and
Oh, this submerged one is fucking amazing.
Now
so you
back
must love
to
this
that
game. Now, was it the figures that motivated you, or just your love for the game, or they just all came together?
I love the game in general, and it has a very special place in my tiny little heart from growing up and stuff. Because this one dropped back, and I want to say 2000. Metal Slug 3 dropped in 2000, and I had the Neo Geo like literally just for this, and I played this. I played at arcades, all that good stuff, and again, it's that need, right? Like I have the figures, I have bad guy soldiers. I made the good tanks, so surprise, guys! I am making. It's called the Daikoka. It's the bad guy tank, so I am going to drop that one too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And that one, it actually, so it's the Daikoka, but then it has an attachment basically, and that's what I love about the game. It was like Legos. If you look carefully at the designs, they take like the base, add different shit, and now it's a different vehicle.
Right.
So they had the Daikoka, which was the regular bad guy tank, but then it was called the Sarambia when it had like that tower on it. So I'm making like a master kit where you can buy it and turn it into whichever, or get the one, or that kind of thing. So I'm gonna do the plane, I'm gonna do the submarine, I'm gonna do all of those vehicles to go with it. But ultimately, I started with the tank, and then I was like, man, those bad guys, like, we need the crabs, because Metal Slug 3 mission 1 starts on the beach, which is that diorama you saw in the background that I will unveil towards the end of the month when I finish up my video. But I did start with my own diorama, and I did everything for myself, basically. This was one of those just, like, passion project things that I'm making available to those who want it.
What's the most surprising, like anything from a like on Instagram to a message that you've gotten? Like you've had to have gotten someone who worked on one of these games, or someone who's a fan in like another country. Anything that sticks out?
Well, I've had celebrities comment on my stuff. I've had 2 celebrities reach out to me to actually get work done for them. So one of them, let me see if I have it here.
You can say I'm one of them. It's fine.
Yep, he's one of them.
Yeah, Guns Mahoney.
The Great Gun Show.
So one of them was our good friend that played what's the character's name in why am I drawing a blank here? Juan Carlos Esposito, and he played in the drug dealer
Breaking Bad, yeah.
Yes. Can't think of his name as the character in Breaking Bad. But anyways, the one that gets his face blown off and shit.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
love. Giancarlo Esposito is amazing.
Yeah, so I actually made a Funko. So Funko made that version from Breaking Bad.
Funko. Yep.
Yeah, so they made the Breaking Bad version of it, but it looked terrible. Like the bone that they painted looked like the the McDonald's arches. It was terrible. So I did full blown like muscle, like gore ripped off. I did the hair on his head, everything down to the detail where the background of the box was the explosion and him standing on the floor in the hospital where it exploded with the tile colors exactly the same. So I did 3 of them. One that was for a customer I sold to, the one that he has that I gave him and he has a picture of it with it, and the one that I have JSA certified and signed that I have here that I don't know what it's worth, but I'm sure it'll be worth something, right? So like I thought that was very cool.
Yeah, definitely.
That is awesome. Yeah, you should have it like where he straightens his tie right before he keels over.
Right.
McCain, this man makes Funko Pops look worth collecting. No offense to any Funko Pop owners, but he makes them like decked out, man. Thank you, Crispy. We're trying. We're trying every week to get better. I started doing sit-ups. I want to look better. I want to have a better posture for you guys.
Start doing those hip thrusts for the podium.
Take them vitamins.
Vitamins and prayers.
I went to a fucking speech class. Nah. I didn't do any of that.
I need to speak good.
I went to a finishing school.
Yeah.
I'm a fancy jerk.
I'm here for the happy ending to this finishing school. Where do I go?
Trying to tighten the show up and make it as good as possible.
So here's an example of a pop that I made from scratch. Like I sculpted it. I obviously designed it. I did the box art. I did everything on it. And this is that Gus Fring. That's the name that we were looking for.
Okay.
So this is the back of the box.
Oh yeah, buddy.
That is awesome. I deal with pops all day because of what I make
Funko Pops. He made like a leather face that was all gnarly.
Oh man, look at that.
That's fucking sweet.
That is nuts.
It's a little art piece now.
He's holding the tie.
Oh, dude. Yeah, right out of that scene, brother. You killed it.
That is great.
And the hair is plucked.
I know. I can tell it's creeping me out.
Oh shit!
I fucking hate blocking.
So if you think that's creeping you out, this is what happens when I make a pop from scratch. Meaning I sculpt it, I print it, I design everything. You know, this is also from scratch, but I take a pre-existing pop and I do a lot of modifications. So if Zakainen or somebody can pull up the Hot Topic exclusive Chainsaw Massacre, the Leatherface Funko Pop.
Hot Topic.
He's on it. Look at him go.
Look at mainframe.
I know. I just want to. I want like keyboard tapping noises. So he's going real fast.
Yo, you guys gotta get him a mechanical keyboard so you can hear the.
Oh, definitely.
Actually, I think this is a.
We'll get him a.
That shit's got a silencer on it then, because I don't hear shit.
Yep. No.
Yep.
I'm not into pops either. Over here.
I saw a few pops that you did. I'm like, I'm fucking digging these. I was almost inspired to go buy one and try something similar, but then I was like, I'll buy a shitty McFarlane figure instead. Not shitty. You know.
I deal with them all day, so I just like, bleh, whatever.
I know they're really like I've become like they're like
they're dead. They're
there.
Dead.
It goes. That's the one. All right. So it started off like that.
Yeah, which is bad.
Oh, let me bring them up. Let me bring them up.
This is fucking cool, man.
Oh man.
Jesus.
Oh man.
Look at that little fucking guy.
Okay, that you have officially made the creepiest fucking pop I've ever seen. Once you added the creepy little mouth and those they follow you.
Oh my god, dude. That's fucking badass.
That's insane.
Oh my god.
This is inspired. This is really inspiring.
I'm never gonna sleep again.
I guarantee you Skelly wants that thing.
That's the best fucking God. That is so good, man.
It really is. That's so fucking impressive. And I've seen tons of
So for a long time.
There we go. Sorry, Gainsey.
For a long time, my driving force was always, let me just make what they don't make, right? Like a Spawn pop, right? Like I love Spawn. So that was actually the first ever pop that I made was Spawn.
That is fucking crazy. I've never heard that shit in my life, but you're right. Like that's the only thing I haven't seen made is a pop.
He'll make his own. It's going to be really cool. It's going to have all the art.
You're going to love it. It's awesome.
Oh, that's a cool Spawn.
Look at him. Fucking awesome. That is so good.
It's more classic Spawn than most Spawn figures.
Yeah, exactly. It's you nailed the eyes. The paint's fucking beautiful.
And these are blacklight too.
I love how you did the big old school boot too, like the fucking cylinder boot.
Yeah, I make Clown now. Clown would be a fun ass pop.
Yeah, Skyfall, like an
would be
actual
crazy.
skin mask. Like if I find out that
You mean
he
like this
used
one?
real skin.
Oh
I'd
shit!
be
He made
Oh
fucking
my
clown.
god, let's make that big.
Yeah, he's better. I like the clown. Is my
Oh,
shit,
that
man.
is so good.
I'm gonna put hair on him too.
Oh hell
Oh,
yeah!
that
The
is so
Violator.
good.
So
You-
actually, let me
That's
show you
cool.
really quick. Let me show you really quick because there's a story about that and how crazy I get sometimes.
Say what you want about the Spawn movie. Leguizamo killed it.
Oh,
as-
Leguizamo was amazing as a Violator.
When they let him rip, he's great.
Hey, it
Even
was-
that movie, The Pest, he's like out of
The
fucking.
Pest, yes, he's a
He's
pest.
like Jim Carrey in like fucking Ace Ventura 2 in that. Like they just let him go fucking insane.
All
I
right,
do like
so
him.
that clown. So
Oh.
I had originally did this. I did the series. I did that Spawn. I did Clown.
Oh,
nice,
that box is so good.
I did Clown,
That's cool.
and I did Violator, and then I did Blood Feud Spawn. So this Clown, I scaled it up because this is 4-inch. So I scaled it up to about. Let me just make sure. I scaled it up to about 6-7 inches, which was this one. But you'll notice, number one, this is obviously missing the hair because I'm putting real hair on it.
Yeah.
And number two, you'll notice that the bones are showing, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
The foot's showing.
Yeah.
The shirt's ripped, right? The tongue has ulcers. You know, the arm bones exposed.
Mhm.
This came out of the printer like this. And yes, I could have just sculpted it to look like this, but I was like, no, how can I one up myself? Let me modify the sculpt with some sculpting. So after it was printed, I sat here with a Dremel and an X-Acto and I hand carved this into the resin itself to make this. So this is officially like a 1 of 1 when it's done. And he does have a matching Spawn to go with it with a lot more detail involved.
Damn, we're getting it all tonight, boys.
Man, he's a
The mother load.
jack of all trades, man. He's a talented guy. And like I said, I talked to him for a good 10 minutes at a show, and he had a good story. And then when you see the goods, it all comes together. You know what I mean? Anyone could tell you what they are and who they are. It's like, sure, whatever. I've had the
When
million
you
stories
see
like
the
this.
work.
When you see the work, it's like, oh, okay, this guy isn't fucking full of shit.
Yeah, his small table setup is impressive as shit, and his giant setup is like mind blowing.
Well, I'll hit this while he's looking here for Ron Ivy. You can hear us, Duarte, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So yeah, Ron Ivy for $9.99. Duarte, my man, you are one hell of an artist. Mega Powers Monday Night Raw getting exclusives. What a great night to be a Raw dog.
Thank you, guys.
As always.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, we got Henny here. Henrock, what's up, buddy?
Rock, great.
What's up, Penrock?
Wasn't at the Wayne show last week? You fucker. Wanted to
You're a
see you.
fucker for not telling me. I would have went.
Yeah, huh?
You're a double fucker.
It was a
I would have
stealth
went.
trip. Oh, I feel bad now, man.
So
Oh,
here's the
Remind me.
matching Spawn to that clown, capeless, because I wanted to do the fabric cape on it since it's so big. But there's the body without the chains.
Looking perfect. Yep.
I love how you gave him the abs.
The big old Funko Pop ad. Yep.
That's awesome.
That looks official as hell, man.
Yeah, it does.
So one of my all-time favorite. I'm not saying it's the best, people. Don't lose your shit. I'm just saying it's one of my favorite animes. Was Afro Samurai.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
love Afro Samurai.
Yeah.
Dude, the
The game was
panda.
good. You ever play the game, Duarte?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
The game was legit.
So I did Afro, I did Kuma, and I did Justice in pop form.
Which one was the panda? The cyborg panda.
Bear, and it was Kuma.
Kuma,
I
okay.
think that
I
figure would sell. I
love
think
that
if someone did
character.
an Afro Samurai, I think it would sell.
And then I went a step further, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool if they, wait a minute, they didn't fucking make this movie either? God damn it. And we're going to give him the functioning goggles, which I can't find right now, but his eyes do light up because everyone needs them some Riddick.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that
Gotcha.
is fucking awesome.
But wait, Johnny, there's more, because where there's a Riddick, there's a Bioraptor.
Holy
that's
shit!
cool.
That is so fucking awesome. That Bioraptor is fucking awesome. Oh, you even did the paint on the wings. It looks so good, man.
Thank you.
Looks like you
see
enjoyed
that
it.
mouth again, dude. I want to see the bloody mouth. That's so good. Oh, that is awesome.
Duarte, do you like Funko Pops, or you just have a lot of fun making these customs?
I used to have actually no, I still have a shit ton that I've been trying to give away and I can't, right? But to be honest, I got into it big time because it was one of the few hobbies that my wife actually liked, oh, I want the sparkly ones, or so it was kind of like, oh, this is the one thing we could do together, and it became like a fucking obsession. She'd show up home like, I got all the turtles here, and I, like, Jesus Christ.
And they're inexpensive. So there is like some fun to be had. I have a few.
Right. For me now, it's more so having what I want for me and making custom ones for people, because my 4-inch pops, they start at $200, anywhere from $200 to $250, depending on the work. And that leather face, I sell them for $350 to $400 all day long. Right.
I'll tell you what about horror fans. They spend money, man.
Oh, dude, let me tell you, wait till the horror fans see. Sometimes I make stuff and I forget I made it, and I made a plethora of these. I sold a bunch, but I have like 4 of them left. And I know you guys have seen this movie because it's definitely a classic. And I'm sure you'll understand all the nods and the little Easter egg on the bottom and all that good stuff. But it's a little friend I like to call Donnie.
Oh, great!
Oh man,
shit.
Donnie Darko is such a good movie.
Oh man. Oh, I love the grass. It's so good.
So not only is the grass flocked, but so is his entire outfit.
Oh
shit, man.
Now I see it.
Jerk's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
The flockening.
A little bit. It creeps me out. But it looks good. It looks great.
It does look perfect, man. I can hear his creepy voice talking to me right now.
So I made this version, and I made a chase version that has the bullet hole in the eye.
Right.
And then the coup de grace, this one's my father's favorite for obvious reasons, right? Like, I feel like guys my dad's age, like, if they don't like this movie, something's wrong with them. But
Charles Bronson?
Better than that.
Rambo.
Holy shit.
He is
that is so dope.
Look at Rambo.
Oh my
Rambo.
God. So good.
Nature first blood, not me.
So good.
Yeah. A little diorama piece, because the sale point was always custom case, base, and pop.
Yeah. That's fucking fun, man.
That's great.
Good old Rambo.
So good.
So, I don't do them as often as I used to, but I definitely, occasionally will still do some when people contact me. You guys are familiar with Blade, right? Marvel Blade?
No, what is that? Is that
Never heard of the guy.
Okay, cool. Well, they dropped that Blade pop a few years ago or whatever. It was like a Walgreens exclusive or something, but who they didn't drop that needed sorry, Joe, but it's flocked too.
It's cool.
Oh,
man. How did you get that to look like Chris Christopherson? Like, it's so creepy.
Bro, I even put the little brace on his leg.
Oh, that is
it's fucking
good. That is
they gotta make that fucking toy line. Toy Biz did that back in the day, right?
Yeah, and that fucking thing looked great, dude. That Snipes head sculpt was amazing on that.
It was.
Yeah, it was nice. Yep.
Oh, look, a fellow diorama builder.
What's up, buddy?
Fucking 70 points of articulation. Man, we said hentai, Bible Black. I'm like, what do we got to do to have you show up?
I smell the brimstone.
So obviously the Metal Slug figures are a little smaller because they're true 12 scale, right? They're more on the 6-inch side, like than the 6.5 to 7. But even like if you throw in a trigger, right?
Oh,
this guy.
Oh, let's bring him up.
And that's the Metal Slug tank.
Yeah, this is the Metal Slug tank.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Obviously, it's in pieces, right? Because I print things in pieces so that you can, But yeah, this is the Metal Slug.
The idea.
Tank itself. So yeah, technically you could, honestly, and realistically too. In the design, I have about 8 more millimeters that I can go down and make this a little deeper if I wanted to, or open the holes up in the front. So maybe you could just kind of slide the figure in like this.
Yeah.
Can you order them? Can one order them unpainted to save a couple of bucks?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I sell the unpainted ones for $165. They come with everything, the hardware, everything you need. You just got to paint them yourself. And then the painted ones will range between $300 and $350 because one of the tanks, the ones that has the mouth on the side, it's called the Black Hound. And that one's going to come with the same blast effects and same slugs as the Metal Slug tanks, but it's also going to come with the retracting laser and the massive cannon with the flame effect on the back as well. So,
jeez.
Yeah,
I wish I had a massive.
And
cannon,
Blake
man.
asked this earlier about the camel tank, and I think you and Matt Hatter even talked about this on that 3POA we were on. Were you going to mess with that camel tank or no? Because I know 5K somebody was making that thing.
That's the camel with the turrets mounted on the side.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't. I ordered 2 of those because why wouldn't you? They're 30-something bucks a piece, and one less thing I have to make. Right. I just find it weird that they go with the most unwanted stuff first when like we wanted a tank, we want a jet, we want a submarine, we want more characters, we want the zombie versions because there's in Metal Slug 3 there's a part where you're going through like an area where you're being attacked by zombies, and if you get killed you turn into a zombie. So I want the zombie forms of these characters now.
Yeah.
Mr. And then somebody, you talked about Blade earlier. There's a Hot Toys we were looking at on the show, which looked fucking amazing. But yeah, Thor's asking, would you custom a hot toy? If not, what's up?
So what's up? And yes, I will custom anything. I will work on anything. Ultimately, there is very little that I can't do, and I try to tell customers in the nicest way possible. The only thing that will limit me is if you try to put me in a particular box where you want specifics, and in which case, if I feel like it's something that I don't want to do, I'm just going to say no. Or your budget, because you might say, hey, I want a Bentley, but I only got Kia money. And then at that point, I can't really help you,
Yeah.
Here's a hubcap.
Right. Exactly.
Almost like when you want a tattoo and you go to a specific, you can't go to black and gray tattoo artists and ask for color, right?
I could tell you about that too, because I tattooed for many years.
Right. So if you're a tattoo artist, it's like, let the artist do their thing. Tell them, I want a dragon, but then let them do their dragon how they could do it at its best. That's a good comment.
Right.
Like if you're a diorama maker and I want a dungeon, I can't get nuts saying, oh, I want this here and this here, this here. I'm coming to you because you're talented. You're going to make a badass dungeon.
Right.
You let the artist work.
Right.
A lot of times my preference is you come to me and you're like, hey man, I want a dungeon. I'm like, cool, man. Did you want cold stones? Like, did you want like cool grays, or did you want it to be more warm? Did you want it to be wet, or did you want it to be dry? And then finally, did you want dirt floors, concrete slab, wood? And then once you tell me, I'm like, cool, I'll put the aesthetics together myself based off of the tone and certain questions I ask you. And that's one of the things that I feel like is something I could help the community with my videos, by giving people these lists of questions that some artists, I find them to be extremely talented, but then they're like, I don't do commissions. Why not? Because dealing with people is just, I'm afraid that I won't, give them what they want. And like I said on Chad's channel, you're already 50% of the way there because they picked you. They clearly liked your shit enough that they trust your judgment. Now push them over the finish line, ask the question. So maybe if I give people a list of those questions, they might help other artists kind of say, you know what, I can do commissions. Let's start with these questions, because based off of these answers, it's basically like giving yourself a to-do list. Sure. So okay, he wants dark, he wants wet, he wants concrete slab. Cool. Well, the rest is, then is there a palette? Is there a color palette? Do you have a favorite gray, a favorite brown? If you're like, go dude, I love mahogany, great. If you're like, I don't give a shit, then I'm just going to do whatever I think looks right.
Because I don't want to talk about exactly what I want to do with Duarte, right? So you send him a picture. This is how it goes. Here's a picture, Duarte. And you go like, dude, do you know how fucking big that's going to be? I'm like, well, no. That's not the size that I want. That's the inspiration. So then we start dialing it in. Because you send this man a picture, he's going to do it the fucking scale.
Oh, yeah.
Because like, you'll send me a picture of like, let's say it's a truck, right? And then you go, I want that 12 scale. And I'm like, what figure line is this going for? And they go, classifieds. And I'm like, okay, so you actually want 10th scale. It's not 12th scale, first of all, because if I make you that vehicle in 12th scale, it'll be yay long, and then the door will be this high, meaning your figure would have to be this big to fit in there, et cetera, et cetera. Since your figure's 6.5 inches, then it needs to be more to 110, 111 scale, and it'll be this much longer, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of times people just, they think it's a magical, like, oh, I want this in this size, but they don't realize that if you make it this tall, it's going to make it this long, you know?
And speaking of this long, Alpha Red for $2. The level of entertainment. Time flew by. Amazing.
Awesome.
Red is a
Alpha.
stellar raw dog who's a gentleman. Every show he watches, I see him out there. Watch
you.
Yeah.
Gentleman and a scholar.
Yes.
You know it.
And I think we covered this earlier.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Just hit that on the replay.
Replay, and you have a channel. You just mentioned you have a channel, Duarte.
Yeah. So it's Duarte Studios on YouTube, and I have videos that I have been working on that I'm buttoning up, and I'm gonna try to post at least 2 videos a month, but I'm definitely going to start doing at least 1 live a month. I'm just kind of getting feedback on what people want to see. The other thing, to be honest with you, is I love talking to you guys, but I would love to talk and be able to work as I'm doing whatever I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So I rather have, I could have a camera that's on me, but I rather you guys hear me and then just see what I'm seeing and what I'm painting and carving and cutting. And I think that would help time go by. It also might have people say, well, what are you doing? Or why are you doing that? And I can kind of teach, and one of the things too that I would like to do, number one, for the members only on my channel, when I do that, I want to do it where I can do certain videos that I might not be able to post up because of copyright, and I'm not going to monetize. So if I want to run the theme song of whatever, because I think it's going to go really cool, that's going to be one of the things. But also I'm going to do like a higher tier where I'll do a one-on-one with that person for an hour or 2 or 3, depending on that tier, and actually sit there with them on the phone like this and say, all right, take the razor, try this, do this, and kind of teach them. But that's also people that have already had some kind of experience and want to learn, right? Because most of the times, if you've never done it, you go and you're like, oh, I'm going to learn, but then you might not actually like it. So first find out that you're even interested in cutting foam and dealing with it and messing with it and saying like, I want to get better. I'll make you better, but you got to already have to want to do it,
drive the desire to do it.
Right.
We're gonna get weird for the last few minutes here. Are you a married gentleman, Duarte?
I am.
Are you prepared for the eventual sex bot army that's coming in like 10 years?
Hell yeah, I'm down, bro. I'm down for a good time.
Right. Nobody told the wife.
Listen. It doesn't talk back, and I could just shove it into a closet when I don't need it. Yes, sign me up.
Heaven.
I'll take 2.
Coming, baby. So
I'll take 2.
You're a raw dog for life, man. And listen, every time I get a chance to talk to you, I found out a little bit more about you and how talented you are, and you're a nice guy. Like I said,
thank you, man.
You're getting all this info from you, and then you I don't know if you heard me, but you showed, man, and you have the talent to back up all this knowledge, and you're a smart guy. And it's very refreshing. And cheers, man. Cheers to that.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that, man.
All roads do lead to sex bots, though. Mine from hell is correct.
That's it.
Yes, all roads here.
Locked in.
Yeah, it all starts out fun, then you end up with a Megan Fox murder bot.
Jerk got 3 on pre-order.
You know it.
This is going to be a dio. It's going to be happening.
That would actually be sick, man.
That's factory dio with the thickies and like half fucking like robotic arms and tits and
yes.
That should be the set, Gaines. It should just be like the front of a sex robot building.
There you go.
Called Gaines Industries.
Doesn't Fison make 12 scale female realistic bodies?
Yeah, that's all over my set, man.
Like mini sex. There you go. They're very strange.
All over my set. It's Whore Island over here.
Whore Island.
Is that with a W or an H? Is the W silent?
Too funny. Well, we'll wrap it up for the evening because we did go into mega overtime, so we did real good tonight.
Did we? I don't keep track of the time. I can't because then I'll stumble on my words. I'll feel like I'm.
Yeah, man, you were.
We try not to keep the show too long, and we let it have a certain amount of time to wind down. So
shit, brother, it was long enough. Bronzer came back. That's how long.
I know. He woke up tomorrow morning.
Hey,
there you go.
So I'd like to thank you for being on, man, and sharing all your fucking.
Thank you for having me, man.
So, usually we do some plugins, so we'll let Zakainen go, then we'll let you go, and then we'll let the Gaines go, and then I'll take us home.
I don't know what the hell I got going on. I got to figure it out Thursday. Post Mega Powers Thursday. We'll be on Mikey's channel. I'll talk to Mikey later tonight. It's going to be music. We're doing top 5 albums you'd recommend to somebody if you were stuck on a fucking island or it's the apocalypse. You can only have 5 albums with you, not just songs. The entire album.
I'll be there for that one, man. Because
we're gonna do that, and then as far as I know, that's all I got going on. I'm probably forgetting something.
Yeah.
I got a lot of things I got a lot of irons in the fire, right? But all I'm gonna say is end of this month, beginning of next, look forward to the first ever Duarte lab.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are we gonna see you at ZoloCon, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm coming in real hot that day.
Oh baby.
And you guys could catch me on IG or YouTube, Duarte Studios, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got.
Gainsey, what you got?
I'll probably make some dopey video tomorrow, and then I'll be well rested for Thursday, baby. We're gonna have slides, some new shit, some other shit, some movie talk, bullshit.
Yeah, we got it. We got some new segments.
I'm getting all horned up for Thursday.
Stuff.
That's right, baby. So.
We'll shout out to Abby. We should shout out Abby, of course. He does open mic.
Oh, but that's Tuesday. Open mic with Abby.
But yeah, Duarte, you're gonna be on with Abby, right?
I'll be on with Abby on Friday. Yeah, on Valentine's Day. He's gonna be my Valentine.
Nice. And you're gonna be on 3POA, right? Or you were
on Saturday.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So yeah,
there's more plugins, buddy.
Yeah, those were your plugins. So
now I'm like, shit, what didn't I show? Because like I let all the nuts out today. Damn.
Man, you showed
or did I?
You showed a lot of stuff to us, so we're grateful for.
Yeah, man.
Very well. I'm grateful for you guys having me. I appreciate it.
Fuck yeah.
Can't wait for the next one.
And anytime, you're welcome here. Anytime.
Thank you.
I bought the stupid Monster Force Werewolf, so that's what I will be reviewing this week. And then we got Thunder. So we got TNT Tuesday. I will try to finish that painting video, but it made me really fucking pissed off. So I got to finish it. I put too much time into it. I made the mistake of shooting the video and editing at the same time. So it's a 20-minute video, and then I have a catastrophic fucking failure that I had to fix off camera, and now I can go back to the video. So, hopefully I can get that one out there. And honestly, too, guys, channel members, I have a whole slew of stuff coming that is channel member only. So we're gonna do the jerk cooking show. I'm gonna bust out those fucking cooking skills and teach you fucking guys how to cook some good shit. So and other videos, like I have Skelly and my wife are gonna go toy hunting, so that's gonna be funny too. So those should be fun. But that's all I got. And like I said, everybody, as always, thank you for fucking showing up. Thank you for fucking hanging out with us. It's amazing. And Duarte, thank you for fucking being here. Everybody, let's give him a little wave. Hit that button.
Holy fuck! That was diabolical! Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe! They sucked his brains out.
I pooped my pants. Just now. I just pooped my pants. You got diarrhea? I don't know, man. I ain't gay.
Dog wheel hunt! Get that! Let the face get that! Dog wheel hunt!
I don't know what the fuck you just said, little kid. Thank you, motherfuckers. Thank you, dogs. Yo, we some wild fuckers. Mega powers rise, taking down the boss. Walk away. Truth bombs keep the podcast high in the booth.
You tell that bitch who sent you here how sorry I am I can no longer be her friend.
Let's go blow this ball.
I offered you a chance when we could have done something. I offered you a chance to be a cop, and you blew it!
Get on with it!
The f is this? Your worst nightmare, butthorn! Mcfarlane! Yeah!
If you touch me again, I'll kill you.
Well, the jerks start going. They're running out of you.
I didn't know. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I didn't know.